Twice, man. I'm working on this term paper for college. What's the First Amendment?
Freedom of speech, that's some motherfucking bullshit. You say the wrong thing, they'll lock your ass up quick. The FCC says profanity, no airplay. They can suck my dick while I take a shit all day. You think I give a fuck about some silly bitch named War? Yo, PMRC, here we go. War, yo, Tip, what's the matter? You ain't getting no dick, you bitching about rock and roll. That's censorship, dumb bitch. The Constitution said we all got a right to speak. Say what we want, Tip, your argument is weak. Censor record TV, school books too. And who decides what's right to hear you? Hey, PMRC, you stupid fucking asshole. The sticker on the record is what makes it so gold. Can't you see, you alcoholic idiots? The more you try to suppress us, the larger we get. Yeah,
Parental advisory.
What I'm talking about? Freedom of speech, yeah, boy. But just watch what you say.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming. My name is Charlie Roberts. I'm an activist for generational identity. And like many of you stood here today, I'm a proud patriot. The government, aided and abetted by the far left, have been active in silencing our democratic right to free speech. This place, this Speaker's Corner, is a symbol of our democracy. Nobody has the right to decide who can and cannot speak. We will not succumb to tyranny, and we will not be silent. Us Europeans know full well what happens when a government abandons the principles of liberty and free speech and democracy. It is our duty to defend these fundamental rights, and we shall, while there is still air in our lungs, do this. These left-wing thugs who aim to destroy our free speech will ultimately lose. They are on the wrong side of history. Let us not forget communist ideology has resulted in the deaths of up to 100 million people in the 20th century. If the far left remain unchallenged, I fear a return to these dark days, and most likely it will become worse. Alas, I do draw some comfort. The fact that the far left are using ever increasingly desperate tactics to silence us just goes to show we are winning. We are winning the war of hearts and minds. While our opponents only offer misery and despair, we offer hope. They claim to be fighting a just cause, but use violence and intimidation and the threat of one's position of employment as a means to silence views that they do not agree with. Those sound like the convictions of thugs and criminals to me. Let us go forward with determination in our stride, that ultimately our principles of democracy, free speech and liberty are an immortal spirit that resides in the heart of every patriot. Thank you.
Hello. Charlie has touched on the threats posed by the far-left extremists to our rights to assembly and to express our political beliefs. However, it is ultimately the complicity of the state that enables them. The left has unleashed a reign of terror against freedom of speech, be it through threatening hotel staff of the venues that host right-wing preachers, or ambushing university talks at university campuses, or indeed by brutally attacking patriots who dare reject their narrative. The question is, when will action be taken against left-wing extremism? It won't. It won't because the supposed anti-establishment left is more in alignment with the establishment than anyone else. We on the right threaten the status quo. We cripple their narrative. We are the voice of the silent majority, which was best evidenced by the victory of Trump and of Brexit. This is why the far left focus on us and not the establishment. It is why the establishment focus on us and not Antifa. The hard left are a chess piece of the establishment, but it will be us who tip over the board and tear apart their universalistic, hyper-egalitarian dream.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're gathered here today in a great European city, the birthplace of parliamentary democracy as we know it, to make a stand. It's the same stand that Generation Identity are making in the likes of Vienna, in Paris and Berlin. And in every major European city and town we are growing. But to make that stand and to set that example, we need your support. We need you to join us. We need you to offer material. We need you to make a stand, to speak on social media, in the public, on the streets. Wherever you find public opportunities, the opportunity to raise your voice, to speak, speak, because if you do not, your rights will be eroded. Day in, day out, they are going. They've been taken from you. We're making that stand here today. We'll make it tomorrow, we'll make it next week, in a month, in a year, until finally we've secured our basic rights, which our ancestors fought so desperately for such a long period of time. We know that it's difficult. We know how the state persecutes us. We're worried about our jobs, what our family and our friends might think. But what about our ancestors who went over trenches to face machine guns? What about our ancestors who suffered in battle to give us everything we have today? What we have to do, what we have to contribute, pales in comparison. Shame on those who don't make their stand today. I believe that the future of the right in this country and in Europe is identitarian. I believe GI in this country is leading the way. We need you. Stand by us. Offer your support. Thank you so much for coming out today. Thank you for making a stand. Thank you for showing your faces. Thank you for not being afraid. The most important thing of all, ladies and gentlemen, is not to be afraid. I'd like to thank the local police today as well, who have been forthcoming and supportive. They've helped us arrange this and have helped keep us all safe. We know what is at risk. We know what the far left extremists have in store for us. Keep yourself safe, remain dignified and set the example. We're the future, let's behave like it. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks again for coming. Thank you to the police. Thanks for keeping us all safe, arranging it. Thank you to Lloyd, short notice for setting this up and setting up well. Thank you for not raining. Free Martin.
Yeah, free Brittany. Don't forget about Brittany as well.